Stress among university students has become a major concern today. Instead of being a space for growth, university life now exposes students to pressure that affects academic performance, relationship, and overall well-being. The rise in stress is linked to change in the education system. Students now face competition, financial responsibilities, lifestyle adjustment, and also social expectation. So, stress is not just a personal problem, but it is influenced by both individual and institutional factors. Researchers highlight several key contributors: financial pressure from fees and living costs, poor sleep quality, low emotional intelligence, and lack of peer support. Each of these factors can increase stress, while emotional intelligence and strong friendship can act as protective buffers. However, most past studies look at these issues separately and less attention is given to Malaysian university students. Therefore, this study aims to explore how financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer support together shape stress levels. The goal is to provide a clearer understanding of student stress and offer insights that can guide future support programs in universities.
Stress among university students is a common and ongoing issue that affects many aspects of student life. It does not only affect academic performance but also emotionally, stability, and overall well-being. From the theoretical perspective, stress is influenced by both internal and external factors. When students experience stress for a long period, it can lead to burnout, anxiety, and reduced academic achievement. Previous research has identified several important factors that influence student stress, including financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer social support. Students who face financial difficulties often worry about tuition fees, anxiety, expenses. Poor sleep quality has also been linked to higher stress and low academic performance. In addition, emotional intelligence helps students manage their emotions and cope with stress, while peer social support provides encouragement and a sense of belonging. However, one existing study examines these factors separately. There is a very limited research, especially in a local university context, that study all four factors together in one module. As a result, it is still unclear which factor contributes most strongly to student stress. Therefore, this study aims to examine the combined influence of financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer social support and stress levels among university students.
There are 5 research questions guiding this study. First, what is the overall level of stress among university students? This question helps us understand whether stress levels are generally low, moderate, or high in the student population. Second, how does financial pressure influence stress? This explores whether expenses, fees, or lack of income contribute to higher stress levels. Third is, to what extent does sleep quality affect stress? Here, we want to see whether students who sleep poorly experience more stress compared to those with better sleep patterns. Fourth, what role does emotional intelligence play in managing stress? This question examines whether students with higher emotional intelligence cope better with stress. And 5, how does peer social support contribute to reducing stress? We aim to find out whether friends and social networks help students feel less pressure.
So, for the first question, what is the overall level of stress among university students? Our objectives are to measure the prevalence of stress among university students, to categorize stress levels into low, moderate, and high, and to compare stress levels across faculties, programs, and year of study. The second question is how does financial pressure influence stress levels among university students. So, here are the objectives. First, to examine the relationship between financial pressure and stress levels. Second, to identify specific financial factors such as tuition fees and living costs that contribute to stress, and third, to analyze differences in stress levels between students with scholarships, part-time jobs, and self-funded students. The third question is, to what extent does sleep quality affect stress among university students? These are the objectives. First, to assess the correlation between sleep duration and quality with stress levels. Second, to investigate patterns of sleep disturbance among stressed students. And third, to evaluate whether improved sleep habits reduce stress among university students. The fourth question is, what role does emotional intelligence play in managing stress among university students? The objectives are: number 1, to determine the relationship between emotional intelligence and stress management. Second, to identify which components of emotional intelligence, such as self-awareness and empathy, most influence stress reduction. And third, to compare stress levels between students with high and low emotional intelligence scores. The final question is, how does peer social support contribute to reducing stress among university students? So, the objectives are to examine the impact of peer social support on stress reduction. Second, to identify the types of peer supports, whether academic, emotional, or social, that are most effective in reducing stress. And third, to analyze differences in stress levels between students with strong peer networks and those with weak peer networks.
This study is valuable because it focuses on a major concern among university students today, which is stress and the factors contributing to it. Although stress among students has been widely researched, there is still limited work that looks at financial strain, sleep patterns, emotional intelligence, and peer support together, especially within Malaysian universities. So by examining these factors in one framework, the study hopes to provide a clearer understanding of how they interact and affect stress levels. The finding also will benefit university leaders, student affairs unit, and policymakers, as the results can guide the development of better support programs and intervention to minimize stress. In essence, this research matters because it contributes academically while also offering practical suggestions that can enhance student well-being and academic outcomes.
This study focused on stress among university students in Malaysia. Specifically, it examined how 4 factors: financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer social support affect student stress level. The respondents are undergraduate students who have completed at least 1 academic year, ensuring they have sufficiency experience with university life. The research used a quantitative and cross-sectional design, meaning data are collected at one point in time using an online questionnaire. The study is limited to analyze relationship between variables and does not aim to establish cause and effect relationship. In term limitation, this study excludes postgraduate and per-university students. The data are based on self-report response, which may involve personal bias. Additionally, the student does not use qualitative methods such as interview. The findings are specific to Malaysian university and may not be generalized to other countries. In contrast, emotional intelligence acts as an integral proactive factor. Solberg and Mayer 1990 describe emotional intelligence as the ability to perceive, understand, and manage emotion effectively. Students with higher emotional intelligence tend to cope better with stress and maintain physiological balance. Lastly, peer social support serves as a social coping resources. According to Wilcox-Green and Phoebe Gould, 2005, emotional support share experience and a sense of belonging from peer help reduce student vulnerability to stress. Second, for key debate and controversies, one major debate in the literature is whether student stress is mainly caused by institutional pressure or individual coping abilities. Some researchers argue that rising education costs and academic demand are the main source of stress, while others believe personal traits like emotional intelligence play a bigger role. Another debate concerns sleep quality. Some students identify poor sleep as a primary cause of stress, while others suggest the stress itself leads to sleep problems, making the direction of the relationship unclear. There is also mixed evidence regarding peer social support. While many studies show that peer support reduces stress, others suggest that social comparison and peer pressure can sometimes increase stress instead. This study takes a position that student stress is a multidimensional, resulting from the interaction between external stressors and internal and social coping resources. Third, for gap in existing knowledge, despite extensive research on student stresses, several gaps remain. First, many studies examine financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer social support separately rather than analyze how they factor interact together. Second, there is a lack of research comparing the relative strength of the factor within a single analytical model, making unclear which factors have the strongest influence on stress. And finally, there is limited research focusing on local and regional contexts, particularly Malaysian university. Most existing students are based on Western setting, which may not fully reflect the socio-cultural realities of Malaysian students. Therefore, this study addresses the gaps by examining all four variables together within one model, providing a more comprehensive and context-specific understanding of stress among university students.
This research is designed as a quantitative study to examine the factors affecting stress among university students. A quantitative approach is suitable because this study focuses on measuring variables numerically and analyzing the relationship between the independent variables and dependent variables. This study uses primary data collection, where data is obtained directly from university students. The structured questionnaire is used to collect information on financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, peer social support, and stress level. This method allows for objective measurements and accurate statistical analysis. This research design is correlational in nature, as the study aims to identify the relationship between the set of factor and stress among university students. No variables are manipulated, therefore this study is not experimental. Overall, this quantitative summary data and correlational research design is operated for understanding how different factors influence stress levels among university students through statistical analysis.
For this study, the population refers to existing academic publications that explore stress among university students. The focus is on research that examines four key factors, which is financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer social support. So, from this larger pool of studies, 20 articles were selected as the sample, and 5 articles were chosen to represent each factor. A pervasive sampling method was used, meaning the articles were selected based on specific criteria. Only studies that meet the requirement, such as involving university students participants, analyzing the link between one of these four variables in stress, and being published in reputable academic sources within the last decade, were included. So this literature-based sampling fits the descriptive research design, which depends entirely on existing studies rather than collecting primary data from respondents. This approach enables the researchers to review start findings, identify patterns across studies, and reveal gaps for future research without involving human participants.
Now I will explain the sampling technique used in this study. This research applied purposive sampling, which means participants are intentionally selected by specific criteria that are directly relevant to the search objective. The target participants for this study are university students, as they are the group most likely to experience academic stress. To ensure relevance and meaningful responses, several criteria are applied. First, participants must be currently enrolled in a Malaysian university. Second, they must have completed one academic year, which ensure they have sufficient experience with university life, including academic demand and social challenges. Participation is also voluntary, allowing students take part willingly without pressure. This sampling approach ensures that respondents have direct exposure to factors such as financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and physical support, which are central of this study because of their lived experience, and participants are able to provide accurate and insightful responses. The sample size is determined based on time constraint and accessibility, which still maintaining sustainability of reliable statistical analysis. Ethical considerations are strictly followed throughout the process. Participants are informed about the purpose of study, their rights are respected, confidently is ensured, and all data collected is kept anonymous. Overall, purposive sampling is appropriate of this research because it focuses on selecting participants who are most relevant to the study, enabling a deeper and more accurate understanding of stress among Malaysian university students.
Next, I will explain the instrumentation used in this study. The main research instrument used in this study is a structured, self-administered questionnaire. The questionnaire is chosen because it is suitable for quantitative research and allows data to be collected efficiently from a large number of university students. The questionnaire is divided into 6 sections corresponding to the study variable and research objective. For section A, demographic information, this section collects basic information about the respondent such as gender, age, year of study, and field of study. These data are used to describe the sample and support descriptive analysis. For section B, stress level, this section measurable the level of stresses experienced by university students. The item assesses feelings such as being overwhelmed, anxious, emotional exert, and unable to cope with academic demand. The stress items are adapted from. Next, I will explain the instrumentation used in this study. The main research instrument used in this study is a structured, self-administered questionnaire. The questionnaire is chosen because it is suitable for quantitative research and allow data to be collected efficiently from a large number of university students. The questionnaire is divided into 6 sections corresponding to the study variable and research objective. For section A, demographic information, this section collects basic information about the respondent such as gender, age, year of study, and field of study. These data are used to describe the sample and support descriptive analysis. For section B, stress level, this section measurable the level of stresses experienced by university students. The item assess feelings such as being overwhelmed, anxious, emotional exert, and unable to cope with academic demand. The stress item are adapt from. I will explain the instrumentation used in this study. The main research instrument used in this study is a structured, self-administered questionnaire. The questionnaire is chosen because it is suitable for quantitative research and allows data to be collected efficiently from a large number of university students. The questionnaire is divided into 6 sections corresponding to the study variable and research objective. For section A, demographic information, this section collects basic information about the respondent such as gender, age, year of study, and field of study. These data are used to describe the sample and support descriptive analysis. In section B, stress level, this section measures the level of stress experienced by university students. The item assess feelings such as being overwhelmed, anxious, emotional exert, and unable to cope with academic demand. The stress items are adapted from an established stress measurement scale to ensure validity and reliability. For section C, financial pressure, this section measures student perceived financial pressure. Items focus on concerns related to tuition fee, living expenses, and daily financial needs, and overall financial sufficiency. Financial pressure is treated as an external stressor influencing stress level. For section D is sleep quality. This section evaluates student sleep quality, including sleep duration, sleep disturbance, daytime sleepiness, and satisfaction with sleep pattern. These items are adapted from widely used sleep quality measure in student well-being research. Section E to emotional intelligence. This section assesses student emotional intelligence, including their ability to recognize, understand, and manage the emotion as well as respond to other emotions. Emotional intelligence is considered an internal coping resources that help reduce stress. For section F, peer social support. This section measures the level of peer social support received by students. The item examines emotional support, encouragement, understanding, and sense of belonging provided by friends and peers within the university environment. All items in section B to F are measured using a 5-point Likert scale, ranging from 1 is strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree. This scale allows respondents to express their perception clearly and enable meaningful statistical analysis. To ensure content validity, the questionnaire items are adapted from previous students and align with the theoretical framework. A pilot study may be conducted to test clarity and consistency. The reliability of each construct will be assessed using Combach alpha with a value of 0.70 or higher considered acceptable. In conclusion, the structured questionnaire is an appropriate and reliable instrument for measuring stress and its influencing factor among university students.
For part data collection method, the first factor financial stress using quantitative approach for using a tool to self-administered online questionnaire. using studies like Scala items, conversion assembly of university student, data analyzed using SPSS. The second factor is sleep quality using cross-seasonal quantitative design, online questionnaire using PSQR plus demography and lifestyle factor. SPSS analysis to describe data and examine all association. The third factor is emotional intelligence using quantitative cross-season survey, assessment using SSREIT and SASS for academic stress, and random or convenience sampling of undergraduates, online or paper-based data collection using SPSS analysis for described data and statistics. The last one factor, peer support using survey design. The participant will be student without major illness. Self-developed 30-item questionnaire. Score range 0 to 30. Describe statistical analysis.
This study used a quantitative approach to examine factors that influence stress among university students. This method is chosen because it allows variables to be measured clearly and analyzed using statistics. The study used primary data collected through an online questionnaire. The questionnaire includes sections on stress level, financial pressure, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer social support. All questions use a 5-point Likert scale from strongly disagree to strongly agree and are adapted from previous study to ensure reliability. The respondents are university students in Malaysia. After data collected, the respondents are analyzed using SPSS. Descriptive analysis identifies the level of stress, while correlation analysis examines the relationship between the variables and stress. For practical consideration, several practical issues are considered in this study. Due to time limitation and online questionnaires used for faster data collection, to reduce response bias, respondents are informed that their answers are anonymous and confidential. Ethical issues are also addressed. Participation is voluntary. Respondents can withdraw at any time and no personal information is collected. The questionnaire reliability is ensured using items from previous study with Kornberg alpha value above 0.70 considered acceptable.
For part implication and contribution to knowledge, the first is practical implication. Help higher education institution identify key factor affecting student well-being and support improvement of student like support service, financial counseling, mental health care, sleep hygiene, and peer support. That's one. Assist policymaker and university administrator in design-based program. And the last one, provide guidance for research allocation and development of supportive campus policies. For theoretical implication, the first is extend exciting theories of student well-being by examining multiple interrelated factors in a single framework. It's hard understanding of the relationship between financial stress, sleep quality, emotional intelligence, and peer support. Strengthen and refine the current model of academic stress and student success. Challenges is this assumption about the relative influences of individual and social factors for student outcome. The last one is provide a conceptual basis for future research and explore causal relationship and intervention for effectiveness in higher education.